to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, Birmingham, Alabama.
Good evening. You are listening to the Hallsworthy Mark Show with your host, Mark Anthony Rains. Enjoy the show.
Hi, today I'm talking to Gina Bengtson and Bob Christopher, sorry about that. And Gina is an interior designer, tool belt dealer, paranormal investigator, cast member of Haunted Destinations Ghost Detectives, partner at Ghostly Excursions, a clairaudience, a clair coexistence, considers herself a ghost magnet who treats ghosts with respect, captured compelling photographs and audio evidence. Host of the Fox Den, which is on Thursday, 8 to 10 EST. Founder and lead investigator of GB Investigations. Bob Christopher is leader of Haunted Destinations Ghost Detectives. He is also co-founder of NPA Paranormal and Vortex Ghost Gear, and helps builds equipment for the paranormal field. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
That's okay. Now, Gina, can you explain to the listeners what is clairaudience and claircognizant? If I've got that correct, I do apologise.
Well, clairaudience is that I can hear when a spirit comes into a room or comes near me. I hear these tones, and say if it comes in on my left side, I can hear it come closer as it gets louder. It's like 3 ranges of different tones. There's a high tone, a middle tone, a low tone. If it's a high or a middle tone, I'm not really worried about it. A low tone, I might get a little nervous. It might be something a little on the negative side. But so that, that's that. And claircognizance is just knowing things. I'm not saying I'm a psychic. It's just that I know things. I will, I instinctively just know how to do something, how to build something. I'll know that something's going to happen. A borderline psychic type ability, but not a psychic.
Have you ever been scared by a ghostly presence or a place that you visited?
Only once, really. I'm not too much of a, I'm not afraid doing what I'm doing. But I did get scared at Ohio State Reformatory once in the basement. And I think that was the only time I ever really got that I just wanted to get out of there feeling, I was at the bottom of the stairs of the governor's quarters, and prior to being down there by myself and having to walk through the maze to get there in the dark, a fellow team member got bit on her shoulder, about 20 minutes before that down there. And this was the area we all had to go into a space by ourselves, throughout our investigations. We always picked the darkest place to go, and that was it. So, but I was very nervous down there.
Can I ask the same question of Bob Christopher, please?
Have I ever been scared?
No,
Yes.
Actually,
It's not that I get scared. I'm very respectful of everything. You have to treat everything with respect, and you have to be somewhat scared going into it because of the unknown. We don't know what we're dealing with. We don't know what can happen. Here, possession, things following us, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, as far as getting scared, I would, we all get startled when we're doing this, obviously. But I don't think I'm scared. I'm very respectful of the spirits and what they actually can do.
Now, Gina, you mentioned that you have evidence of audio and photographs. Have you got a clip you may be able to play for us?
I do. If you're gonna give me a minute to get up here. This was a building that I worked actually a year and a half in this building, and I kept getting this real negative spirit, and it kept saying I could every time I went. It was I could cut you, I could cut you, I could cut your throat, I could cut you open. It was really the only negative thing, but it was like my first really good Class A EVP, and I'll play that, and the preface to this is I'm going to say, why do you hang around this building? As soon as I get done saying that, this thing says, I could cut you, right? And then it has a little pause and says, up, okay? Oh, hold on, I got it on mute. Why do you hang around this building? I'm not sure if you heard that, but...
Yes, I heard it. It's very clear. Right. And I imagine you've got quite a lot of archive if people was interested in accessing some of that, if that's okay.
Absolutely. And actually, I also have another one, too. The same spirit was trying to make itself like to be a demon, and I was getting rid of it. We were doing like an exorcism in the building, and it came out and said, you can't fight skulls, like this demon voice. And I'll play that one for you, too. And that's me. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. It's very clear.
Yeah. And he wasn't a demon, but he was just making himself out that way. But Bob has a good EVP, too, to play for you.
Mark?
Go ahead, please, Bob.
This actually was caught in 2010. Okay, it's one of the most compelling pieces that I've ever caught in my career. And we got this in Gettysburg at a place called the Tilly Pierce. And the Tilly Pierce was one of the places where they thought one of the bullets came that actually killed Jenny Wade, the only civilian that was killed in the Civil War. And we were there for 3 nights investigating, and this happened on the last night of the investigation. And it was my daughter and another investigator in the library in there. And it's actually not an EVP, it was an AVP. So it's audio voice phenomena. It's something that they actually heard and experienced it right next to them. You know what I mean? Like literally 4 feet from them. And if you listen to it, it's 4 complete sentences in Pennsylvania Dutch. So this is pretty wild, this one. Let me get it up there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's Pennsylvania Dutch.
That is very, very eerie. Now, there's no way that people could replicate that because it would be a forgotten language.
Yeah, well, we sent that to 4 different colleges down our way, and we didn't tell them what it was. Okay, we just wanted to know if they could translate it because we actually thought it was German when we first heard it. And the one college down by Gettysburg actually said that it was Pennsylvania Dutch, but it was a slang of Pennsylvania Dutch from the Chambersburg area, which made a lot of sense, which is only like 20 minutes from Gettysburg there.
Now, when you do an investigation, do you do research into the history of the person that or place you're going to investigate before you go there?
Absolutely. If it's a home, they have to fill out a lot of paperwork, and then we'll do investigations on the people themselves, the history of the location and whatnot. And then if we're going to an asylum or whatnot, those types of places, yeah, we definitely do the research. find out the names, the dates, the claims, and we try to validate those.
Do you think it's important to have both the psychic and the science involved in paranormal groups?
We have a sensitive. It's helpful. It's helpful that, and I've worked with a really good, really great psychic too before, but they pick up on things, and we can only say what they pick up on scientifically if what the evidence that we get on our equipment backs up what they're saying. So if they get a name, a child, a man, a woman, a date, or whatever, and then we get an EVP that backs that up, then we can say, yeah, okay, you were right. And, so I mean, the whole thing is, proof and reprove, and, it's like you just gotta
actually our sensitive. She doesn't want to know anything when she goes into the investigation. She would rather try to validate things without knowing anything at all,
right.
Any kind of history or anything.
Right. So yeah, most psychics do that, and So ours, Bella, she'll go in, blind, and but we do the research, so then we know if she's right on, and she usually is.
Now, I read a very interesting research the other day about how an Ouija board may work, and how I think it's a pancetta, the wooden pointed thing they move to the capital the letters. It was a very interesting article. I thought it was interesting that they actually did the research.
I know. I've never seen. I only read half of that. You did send me that link, and I did only read half of it, but it does seem really interesting. And people. This has been a topic of debate for years and years and years, and will be for more and more years. And as a matter of fact, we just wrapped up filming last night, and we talked about Ouija board.
We did.
And so it's always brought up, and it's a tool that we can use just like every other tool. You treat it with respect, just like you would any other. And the most important thing with a Ouija board is close your session when you're done. Close that door. And but it works. I mean, they all work, and people think that there's a risk on that because you're actually physically touching it, and then you're inviting the spirit to go through your body, through your own presence to move that planchette. But and it's true. It can be said that using rods, same thing. Using a pendulum, same thing.
Recorder. Obvious,
all these
any
things.
kind of equipment.
Yeah,
you're
holding
it. You're the focal point.
Yeah, you're holding it in your hand, so it's still kind of coming through you. You're the conduit. So it's just really seriously being respectful of your fellow teammates, your location, and the spirits. So if you use it properly, wisely, be smart. Don't provoke, don't taunt. You should be okay.
Also, I think, as you say, research is important in the paranormal field, because although we never find the real answers because it's a very varied subject, I think it's important to discuss it and bring out my ideas, because I've got ideas myself. I mean, they're only theories. But I like to bring them out there, and if they're wrong, they're wrong. I just think it's important to discuss them.
Yeah, it is important to discuss. That's how we learn. In the paranormal field, I mean, if more people did that, it would be beneficial. A lot of people, because they say we all want power unity. We all want to work together. We all want the same results. However, a lot of people's egos and whatnot get in the way of that. They're going to say, like, my evidence is the best, and my this and my that, instead of, hey, I got this, I tried that, what have you tried? Does this work for you? And communicate with each other and try to get, better information out there.